Most skeptics are well aware of the debate that took place on the 4th of February between Bill Nye, a renowned communicator and advocate of reason and the scientific method, and Ken Ham, who is not. Taking place in the alleged Creation Museum, the topic at hand was whether the biblical creation account is a viable model of origins. As expected, Bill Nye brought a science smackdown of empirical evidence, while Ham brought his own special brand of explanatory methodology.
Is because of the Bible's
Again and again, but there was one particular claim that I found especially fascinating. Ham also believes that all animals, even the most savage carnivores imaginable, are actually meant to be plant eaters, in order to preserve his doctrine of no death before Eve ate a magical apple at the behest of a talking snake. In response to Nye's skepticism, Ham had this to say.
Lions and teeth. Most bears have teeth very much like a lion or tiger, and yet most bears are primarily vegetarian. The panda, if you look at its teeth, you'd say maybe it should be a savage carnivore. It eats mainly bamboo. The little fruit bat in Australia has really sharp teeth, looks like a savage little creature, and it rips into fruit. So just because an animal has sharp teeth doesn't mean it's a meat eater, it means it has sharp teeth. And so again, it really comes down to our interpretation of these things.
Really? All animals were truly meant to only eat fruit? What about venomous snakes? Sharp teeth can also be used to deliver deadly agents, but venom itself is only one of many adaptations tailor-made to inflict death on animals. Pit vipers have well-documented sensory pit organs that allow them to detect and pinpoint heat sources. The pit organs are precise enough to allow a snake to strike at specific vulnerable points on the body of its prey. What an odd thing for a vegetarian to have. Since Ham and his followers believe that complex biological function can't occur naturally, then they must conclude that Yahweh intentionally created these heat sensors in order to do what? Chase down fruit trees? Perhaps pre-flood apples were more aggressive than modern varieties. Venom has always been baffling for those claiming that all animals once lived harmoniously in a creationist vegetarian fantasy land, but some believers make the baseless assertion that venom was once used by snakes to soften fruit. But again, this unfounded assertion is harder to swallow concerning a creature with the ability to pinpoint the body heat of small mammals. But there are still more examples of venom puzzling to committed creationists. Consider the humble cone snail, an unassuming Australian creature noteworthy for its hunting strategy. Being a snail, it might seem surprising that its favored prey are swift-moving fish.
The lovely and lethal cone snail does it by firing harpoons, full of toxins so powerful that Homeland Security has studied their potential as bioweapons. First, the snail sends out its siphon to smell for a victim, usually a fish. Then it unfurls something called a proboscis. Inside are the venom-laden barbs, a whole quiver of them. One is loaded and shot at the target, which is immobilized and eaten. That is how one of the slowest creatures on Earth can kill one of the quickest.
How odd that a deity intending all animals to be vegetarians would design a targeted neurotoxin such as this. It is an interesting thought experiment, trying to bend the real world of biology into the ideological blindfold of creationism. So what was Yahweh thinking when he gave this snail a toxic projectile weapon fast enough to paralyze a skittish fish and frighten the Department of Homeland Security? And these weaponized harpoons are used to what? Salted up seaweed? What was the original purpose? Remember, the creationists can't accept a Darwinian mechanism, so the cone snail couldn't have co-opted other features to evolve this attack over time. So the war god of the ancient Hebrews must have wanted them to eat only plants, yet gave them toxic missiles able to spear their living prey. But let's not stop there. My love of biology compels me to hammer the point further with hammerhead sharks. Let's explore the vegetarianism of sharks in general. Consummate carnivores, it's well known that sharks possess a number of baffling traits used in the pursuit of prey. Baffling to creationists, at least. It's well known that they can detect a single drop of blood in a mile of seawater, but their sensory abilities go far beyond this. Sharks possess not only an acute sense of smell, but rather a specialized system giving them perceptual abilities beyond human experience. Electroreception. There are tiny structures built into the head of a shark called the ampullae of Lorenzini, which allow them to feel weak electrical signals given off by the nervous systems of prey items when close. This allows sharks to roll their eyes into the back of their heads before taking a big bite. Yum yum. This protects their eyes, yet this electrosensitive organ system gives them information allowing the shark to orient itself correctly at the moment of the attack. How ingenious of the vegetarian intelligent designer, creating sharks with the ability to smell blood with pinpoint accuracy and sense bioelectricity, because seaweed bleeds so much and moves so vigorously. As for hammerheads, current research indicates that their distinctive head shape allows them to capitalize on electroreceptivity compared with carchariniforms, normal sharks, by expanding the surface area and lateral coverage for the ampullae of Lorenzini. So this mutation has persisted in the population for 20 million years and oh, I forgot. Creationists aren't allowed to believe in any sort of evolution, so perhaps Yahweh designed them to test our faith? Fascinating as it is to discuss more examples from the animal world of dedicated carnivory, I'd like to take a departure and evaluate Ham's claim that the wonders of the peaceful plant kingdom can indeed provide all the food that animals need to... Oh dear, I almost forgot. What was Yahweh's perfect plan for carnivorous plants? Rooted into the ground, built with trigger hairs and digestive enzymes because they're supposed to eat other plants? That's why they have specialized features optimized to attract insects? Should Venus flytraps in the Garden of Eden be running around plucking fruit from other angiosperms? When I pose such questions to religious acquaintances, the most likely answer I receive is that it's a mystery. The true mystery is how these superstitions could be taken seriously in the 21st century.